Sean, hello. How are you doing this morning?
Kia ora, Andrew. I'm doing really well, thank you. Yeah, nice and early, but I've had a cup of coffee and I'm ready to talk.
Brilliant. So, we're going to be talking about scenes from the climate era. And so, just give me an overview of what the play is about from your perspective. What do you think? What is it about?
Scenes from the Climate Era is a show consisting of about 50 scenes from the past, the present, and the future, all detailing climate change and the impacts that it has on different kinds of people, and how people respond to that.
And what did it appeal to you? What appealed to you about the story?
Well, what appealed to me about it. Well, first off, obviously, like it's one of the biggest crises of our generation, and something that is really hard to ignore. And second off, I think the show is in equal parts like gut busting, hilarious, and like heart wrenchingly devastating. Um, and I think that's a really hard balance to find. And I think this show strikes that kind of perfect chord. And also, what really drew me to the play is maybe it's like the TikTokification of my generation,
Yeah.
because it's so many different scenes, like following so many different types of people. It's kind of like swiping through moments of history and moments of the future, and just getting snapshots of different moments of how people deal with this kind of crisis.
So, tell me about your participation in it. So, do you play one single character, or do you play a range of characters?
I Yeah, all of us play like a whole bunch of different characters. So there's like a whole bunch of different accents and a whole bunch of shenanigans that we pull out. Um, so yeah, we like go from playing like climate scientists to like bankers to like a whole bunch of friends, drinking at a batch. Like we we're we're stretched across many different. We have to show our entire range for this show.
Yeah, and I guess as an actor, that's both exciting but also challenging, right? Because you've got to know where you are, what you're saying, the actual embodiment of each particular character, the voice, everything. So
Yeah,
exciting and challenging.
definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it is really, really exciting, just like getting to play and getting to drop in to all these different kind of emotions and all these different characters and all these different accents. Yeah, in equal parts, it's also really challenging. But, that's the beauty of the craft.
Yeah, and so you've been working with a real Earth scientist, right? To learn about the craft. Just tell me a little bit about that process and maybe what you've learned that you didn't perhaps know about climate change.
Um, well, the actors, we've yet to work with him so far, but I know Jason and the team of designers have been working with Dan really closely. Um, I guess what's interesting about like art meeting science in this way is like science is never definitive until it is like super super definitive. So like when it's like comes down to like asking big questions and trying to get the answer is always like that is likely, or that is possible, that could happen within the next 15 years. So that's really interesting to like have a deeper understanding of, as like just a person, to be like, why haven't we done something about this, or why hasn't certain steps been taken? And it's like, well, because nothing is ever definitive, like the hypothesis hasn't been proven yet. But yeah, we have our first session with him on Friday, and really excited to kind of get a deeper understanding of it from the climate science perspective.
Yeah, and it may well change your opinion. You know, it may
Oh
make
yeah,
it more, well, not change your opinion necessarily, but it may make it more definitive for you because there's a
yeah,
lot of science out there that's supporting this.
yes.
Do you think that the play itself is likely to impact on people's thoughts about climate change?
I think yes, most definitely. It definitely has for me, like as a performer and as someone just reading the play. Um, I think the show is really powerful and also really nuanced in how it approaches a lot of the topics. And I think it speaks to people on all sides of the spectrum of like how they feel about climate change. Um,
So, so for you, who I mean, I'm guessing you're in your 20s, maybe.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So if climate change is happening and it's going to get worse, it's going to impact on you and younger generations. So have you kind of has that impacted on you as you've been going through this? Have you thought more deeply about it?
Definitely. Yeah, the show is really, it's not so much that it's shifted my perspective, but like I definitely am looking at climate change in a new way. Like I think for me, and I think for a lot of like millennials and Gen Z, like there's almost a level of despondency about climate
Right.
change. Like it's like it feels so big. Like what can you possibly do about it? And a lot of these emissions, they're coming from positions that we won't ever find ourselves in. Um, but I think what this show touches on that in such a beautiful way of like that despair is like not a horrible thing. Like that despair and that despondency is not a horrible thing. And it's a thing a lot of people experience. But like on the other side of that are solutions and like a will to like keep going and keep finding new ways to um, make new decisions about climate change because returning to what has been is like not possible anymore. The choices
And
are,
and all of that is explored in the play.
yeah,
So it's not all doom and gloom. There's some potential hope and there's some fun in there as well. So it's
yes, yeah,
outlining a yeah.
yeah. There's lots of fun. There's lots of really beautiful moments. There's lots of tender moments, and there's lots of really silly moments. Um, but always touching on like such profound and deeply impacting stuff.
Mm. Which is great because we should be looking at these things, and there's always drama and there's always things that are funny about any human issue or you know
Amen. Amen,
yeah.
Andrew. That's the truth. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. um I guess find this is your first ATC and silo show, is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah. This is my
Yeah.
debut.
And so how's that process been going and how are you feeling about all of that?
It's been awesome. It's been really awesome. I love working with Jason. Um, he's such a wonderful director, and I love working with the cast. Like all of them have been people that I've admired, or like I've seen their work and been like, "Holy Mother of Christ!" And
Yeah.
and getting to work alongside them, and kind of taking on that Tainer role and just absorbing as much as I can from my peers and from Jace, and from the design team is just like such a rewarding and such a wonderful experience.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's fantastic. Look, I wish you all the best for the upcoming season. I'm looking forward to seeing it, and yeah, we'll see if how many minds are changed or influenced by the play. So, thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much, Andrew. Have a lovely day.